where Colin was right?
You know I love me some Bo Nix. I kept saying when he was struggling early, he's good. There's some Drew Brees here. He's mobile, he's poised, he's efficient, he's not making the mistakes he did early. He had a great final drive, and that's a real Kansas City defense here. He's not making the mistakes he was. I think this kid can really play. This is not a great roster, and that is a great Kansas City roster. That final drive is an indication that the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, they found their guy. He may not have the upside of blah, 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 but I'm telling you, from efficiency, smarts, mobility, he's athletic, they got their guy.
He does have the upside of blah, blah, blah. Let's just get that out of the way. Man, this is so frustrating. There's like nothing out there for the Denver Broncos, man. I mean, it's crazy. Every that game is just being dominated by the Kansas City Chiefs, and I get it, right? Back-to-back Super Bowl champs, they're undefeated, and they won in dramatic fashion, but it's pretty no one's looking at this from the Denver Broncos side, except for me, honestly. Post-game, I immediately made a video, and I was like, let me get ahead of this right now. But I want to, talk about it more, because what Bo Nix showed and the Denver Broncos as a whole was wildly impressive. This game, for a rookie quarterback, going up against Andy Reid and Spags, Patrick Mahomes, the back-to-back champions, the undefeated team, in division, on the road, and having Bo Nix literally outduel Patrick Mahomes, remarkable. Absolutely remarkable, okay? And it wasn't even close. So much pressure and so much of the moment was placed on Bo Nix's shoulders, and he passed with absolute flying colors. I mean, what Sean Payton asked Bo Nix to do, and have him throwing on these huge key third downs, again, against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL, asking this rookie quarterback to do that on like, not like it's not like they have a stacked roster, right? The Broncos aren't sitting there. This isn't the 49ers and Brock Purdy sitting there with just Christian McCaffrey and Debo and IU, right? Like, that's not what the Broncos have. So to ask him to be able to execute that offense like that, there was people that questioned, and they were wrong to do this, about who Bo Nix can be and who Sean Payton believes Bo Nix to be. If you need to know who you think, how much faith and confidence and trust that he has in Bo Nix, look at this game right here. That is not, you do not have that game plan with a quarterback that you do not trust. You do not have that with a quarterback who you don't think is going to be elite one day. You do not do that. You do not do that. You do not put that on the shoulders of your quarterback. Sean Payton's not a dumb coach. He knows what he's doing. So the fact that he then put Bo Nix in that situation and had him succeed is remarkable. And just even look at the PFF rankings. He was eight best for week 10, right? 72. And again, look at Patrick Mahomes all the way down to 59.4 for his rating. Now, again, I always say this every time I reference these stats. These are not, these are the better stats when it comes to stats, but it's obviously not 100%. There's still a lot of issues with regards to these, but I still think it's a it's an okay kind of sandbox to play in, so to speak. But again, he played awesome, and considering what they asked him to do, I think was really, really remarkable, right? 22 for 30, 215 yards, 7.2 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, and a 115 rating, right? Mahomes was 28 for 42, 6.3 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, and a 92 rating. The Broncos on third down were 7 for 13. The Chiefs, 7 for 16. And the Chiefs are considered, I think they're the best third down team. And yet the Broncos had a better third down conversion percentage, right? I mean, they held Kansas City to 57 rushing yards. 57. There was just so many big-time moments. The defense stepped up. The offense stepped up. And again, it's hard. It was 16-14, right? So you look at this game now, well, 16-14, what could really have happened here? But the reality is this. The Denver Broncos showed that they were the better team on Sunday. They were the better team on Sunday. I'm not saying that they're the better team overall, but they were the better team on Sunday. that was the Denver Broncos win to have. It took like a 1 in a million chance to get that blocked field goal. I understand some of those players and the approach and the preparation, right? It's not to say that the Chiefs deserve no credit. Just like the Hail Mary, right? You still need to execute. You still needed Jaden Daniels to scramble, buy time, throw the ball, right? You needed to have, I forget who caught at this point now, the touchdown to be behind, where everyone else was jumping up. Like you still needed to have those things happen and that preparation to happen. You also needed an extraordinary amount of luck. That blocked field goal was way closer to the Hail Mary to luck than just hard work and preparation. Okay, I mean that goes without saying. If that wasn't the case, they would be blocking field goals all the time. All the time. You would see blocked field goals happen like literally at least once a game. We don't see that, obviously. So we know without a shadow of a doubt, there's a lot of luck involved in that. Okay? And again, credit to the Kansas City Chiefs for getting it done. Shake their hand and say, wow, that was wild. But with this game signaled, and I said this in my post-game, my immediate video, is that the era of the Kansas City Chiefs dominating this division is over. It's officially over. Look at the Chargers. Look at the Broncos. We'll leave the Raiders off to the side for now. It's over. It's over. Bo Nix and Denver Broncos have arrived. Justin Herbert and Harbaugh have finally got the Chargers going. It's over. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are never going to win the division again, but it's over. They used to just steamroll this division. He was going up against nobodies. Bad coaches, bad quarterbacks, teams that were just in absolute disarray, and it's over now. That era is officially over. The Denver Broncos have arrived. Bo Nix has arrived. Sean Payton has his quarterback. Look what this team has been able to do. Nobody gave them a chance this season. And now they had the Kansas City Chiefs beat. They had them beat. They made Patrick Mahomes look pedestrian with that defense. What do you think this team's going to look like next year, man? Bo Nix is only a rookie. This team is going to be better. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be a contender. And when I've said this whole thing before on my post-game video, I had a Kansas City Chiefs fan say, I am such a hater and I'm delusional. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this division. He goes, I would bet all the money in my bank account that the Kansas City Chiefs win every single year for the next 7 years in the division. And I'm the one that's delusional. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. You really, really can't. I just think there were so many positives about this game. And I took other more deeper notes where we could talk about, right? Like after the Broncos score a first touchdown, then they hold the Chiefs to this and that. Like we could talk about that, but I don't even think it's necessary. Honestly, I really, really don't. Because to me, the strongest takeaway is what I just said. The Denver Broncos have arrived. They are here. They have their quarterback. They have their coach. They're going to get better. They're already exceeding expectations for this season. The Kansas City Chiefs are not this juggernaut. Because again, little old Denver Broncos, little brother, Bo Nix. I mean, Matt, remember what Nick Wright, Kansas City Chiefs superfan, was saying about the Broncos and about the Chiefs. How Bo Nix is nothing. A disaster. A laughable pick. Him and G, they were like, oh, Sean Payton clearly is not excited to get Bo Nix. He's going to be the third best quarterback on his own team in the quarterback room. Sean Payton is past his time. He's just really relying on his reputation with Drew Brees. And even then, hey, he only won one Super Bowl with Drew Brees. He should have won more. People were ripping him. And now look. This signifies that the Broncos have arrived. That's why I just keep saying it. I want to emphasize that so much. The Broncos have arrived, and the Kansas City Chiefs era of domination is officially over. It's not to say that they're not going to win a Super Bowl. It's not to say that they're not going to win another bunch of Super Bowls. Because it's still Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Spags. They're great. But their path has just got significantly harder. And this is what happened with the New England Patriots. Tom Brady got to feast on terrible teams in his division. Got to have a cakewalk to buys. Look at it when he had a bye and how many Super Bowls he won versus not. It changes dramatically. When he got to go up against the disastrous Bills, the disastrous Jets, and the disastrous Dolphins. He's going up against quarterbacks and coaches that no one ever even heard of, that no one will ever remember. No disrespect to those names. But that has changed. It has changed. And this division is finally going to be competitive. It's going to be fun. It's going to be can't miss TV. We're actually going to see battles now. And it's not going to just be like, oh, well, it was a division game, so of course it was close. No, it's going to be because the Broncos are actually fighting to win the division. And not just prove that they're not a disaster team. They're actually going to be competing now. They're going to be a team that it's like, oh, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Right? When you're going through this, when you're going through the schedule, you're like, they'll probably split with the Broncos. I don't know. Maybe the Broncos go 2-0. Yeah, the Broncos, they're leading the division, man. There's 4 games left. If they just win these next 2 games, they clinch the division. Those are the conversations we're going to start to have. May not be today, right now, but it will definitely be tomorrow. Within the year, I'm calling it right now, we will look back at this video. Mark it. I will try to bookmark it too. November 11th, 2025, the Denver Broncos will be competing to win the division. I'm calling it right now. I'm doing it. I really don't like predictions because I think they're largely just made up nonsense. But I'm feeling it today. I'm calling it. Bo Nix, Denver Broncos, Sean Payton. This team's going to make moves in the offseason. They're still dealing with some of the fallout from Russ. But I'm calling it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? Pretty heartbreaking loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.